Follow the path of the Pied Piper to Hamelin. Once upon a time, in the town of Hamelin, Germany, there was a considerable problem with rats. The townspeople were upset because rats were everywhere. The rats ate their food and caused trouble. One day, a strange man came to town. He was clothed in bright, colorful clothes and carried a pipe. After learning about the problem the townspeople faced, he claimed he could solve the rat problem. However, the deal was to pay him well. Feeling hopeless, the townspeople agreed. The piper played a magical tune on his pipe. As soon as the rats heard the music, they followed him out of the town and into the river. There they drowned. The townspeople were satisfied that their town was free of rats. But when the piper requested his payment, the townspeople refused to pay him. The piper was angry that they didn't keep their promise. He took out his pipe and played another tune. This time, all the children of Hamelin followed him. He led them away, and those children were never seen again.
Welcome everyone to English for You. I'm Adam.
And I'm Elsie.
And today, everyone, we're diving into a fascinating story that starts with a town overrun by an unexpected problem. It's a story of promises made, mysterious music, and the surprising consequences when a deal goes unsuccessful.
Wow, I am excited. What story are we going to be talking about?
Well, it's quite an interesting story. So everyone, let's take a look. Our article starts off by saying, once upon a time in the town of Hamelin, Germany, there was a considerable problem with rats. Here we see once upon a time. Once upon a time is used at the beginning of stories to mean a long time ago. An example sentence we could say, everyone, would be, once upon a time, a fisherman caught a fish that could speak and grant him 3 special wishes. We also see the word considerable. It's an adjective. It's large in extent or degree. So an example using this word, we could say, the project required a considerable amount of time and effort to complete.
故事一开始看到的 Once upon a time 那就是很久很久以前，当然也可以用 a long time ago。那另外呢，形容词 considerable 它是在形容数量或者是程度相当大。比如说呢 a considerable problem 那就是一个 serious problem， 问题是很严重的。那 Hamelin 这个地方呢，它是位于德国西北部的一个小镇，那德国当然就是 Germany 这个字。
Okay, so why was there a considerable problem? Well, our article says the townspeople were upset because rats were everywhere.
Town 这个字是城镇 ，people 是人，加起来中间丢一个 s 进去 ，townspeople 那就是城镇居民，那它是一个复数形。
Yeah, and I mean, I would be too. I'd be so angry if there were just rats running around the city or running around your town and being everywhere.
Yeah, rats are so disgusting.
Yeah, where can you see quite a few rats in Taipei? Where are some places you might find rats running around?
In morning markets.
Yes, I remember. Yeah, sometimes I lived in a morning market and sometimes I would see rats running around.
Yeah.
So the townspeople were like, oh, this is gross. There's rats running around everywhere. Continuing with our article, it says, the rats ate their food and caused trouble. Now, a cool thing about rats, did you know, Elsie, that rats need to eat between 20% and 25% of their body weight every day just to survive, just to live?
每天要吃他们体重的20%到25%。That's a lot of food, right?
That is a lot of food.
Oh my God. So back to the article, what happens next?
Okay, so in our article, there's rats running around, and so the townspeople are not happy. Continuing, it says, one day, a strange man came to town. He was clothed in bright, colorful clothes and carried a pipe. There we see clothe. It's to put clothes on someone or something. And then we see a be verb clothed in something. That definition we could say would be to be wearing a particular type of clothing or covering. So an example sentence we could all use, we would say something like this. In winter, we clothe ourselves in warm coats and hats to stay warm.
所以这边看到的 clothe C-L-O-T-H-E 这个动词是给点点点穿衣服。那当你把主词放上去，后面接 be 动词 clothed， 字尾再加一个 d 进去 in something， 那就是这个主词身穿某某衣物。So he might have looked a little strange, right? I mean, this stranger to all the people in town.
Right, yeah, I mean, he's wearing really bright clothes, and I mean, that will make a person stand out. And when you think a long time ago, like our story begins with, once upon a time, you know, you don't really think of really bright oranges and reds and things like, and yellows, and that kind of stands out. So I bet our townspeople are like, hey, who is this guy?
Yeah, and did you say he carried a pipe?
And he carried a pipe, exactly. And we're going to learn more about that. Our article says, after learning the problem the townspeople faced, he claimed he could solve the rat problem.
Really? 那这边看到我们今天的 Language in Focus， 我们来看一下是什么吧。今天呢，我们要看到的是分词构句前半句到底该怎么样去把它写出来。首先呢，你可能会看到一个现在分词 VING， 或者是一个过去分词 VPP 放在句首，然后逗号之后再接主词跟动词。这个句型呢是由两个主词相同的句子合并而来的分词构句用法。那这个重点就是要在将这个连接词带领的句子简化，避免前后主词重复。那以课本的例子为以杂志的例子为例，我们来看看这个简化的步骤到底是什么。好，来第一个就是呢，先判断连接词所引导的子句当中，它的主词跟主要子句的主词是不是一样？如果是一样的话，那你可以删去连接词子句当中的主词，这样子呢就不会跟后面那个主要子句重复了。那第二个步骤就是呢，将连接词子句中的动词改为分词。如果是主动的动作，你改为现在分词 VING， 那如果是被动动作，你改成过去分词 VPP。 那如果呢它的动词是 be 动词的话怎么办？你可以直接把 be 动词省略掉。那这个时候呢，表示时态的助动词也会一并省略。那第三个步骤就是连接词到底要不要保留呢？你自己可以思考。如果你省略之后会影响句意，那你就要把连接词保留。那再来第四个就是呢，将经过简化的连接词子句移到句首之后，如果连接词子句为否定句的话，那怎么办？句首加上否定词 not 就可以了。那给同学们一个例句咯。简化之后，这个分词构句是 After hearing the news, she started crying. 听到消息之后，她开始哭泣。那原句是什么？ After she heard the news, she started crying. 那再一个例句咯。Founded in 2018, the company has quickly become a leader in the tech industry. 这个公司呢是在2018年创立的，那它再来就变成了科技产业当中的领头羊。所以这边你看到它是 founded 过去分词开头，因为公司是被创立的，它是一个被动。So the stranger said he could help the townspeople.
Right, he could solve their problem. And how can he solve their problem? That's the good question,
And
right?
does he want anything in return if he helps to get rid of all the rats?
Ooh, I think you're onto something. Our article says, however, the deal was to pay him well.
Oh, I can help you to get rid of the rats, but you have to pay me well.
Yeah, just like how if something happens with your house, you have to pay someone to fix it. He wants money. All right, well, continuing, it then says, feeling hopeless, the townspeople agreed.
没错，这边又是一个分词构句，由 VING 开头，代表呢这个镇上的人都感到相当的绝望，没有希望，不知道该怎么办，所以他们就同意了这个人的要求。
Yeah, they were hopeless. They were like, fine, we need to get rid of these rats, and this guy says he can get rid of them. All right, well, next, the piper played a magical tune on his pipe. There we see the adjective magical. Magical is something that has a special or mysterious power, like magic. An example using this word, we could say, Oliver often daydreamed about having magical powers that would make his life easier. We also see the noun tune. Tune is a melody or a series of musical notes that sound nice together. An example using the word tune, we could say, I can't stop humming the tune of my favorite song.
OK， 那整理一下咯 magical 这个形容词就是有魔力的、魔法的，这边用来形容 tune 歌曲曲调。So why is this guy playing songs for the rats?
Right, well, actually, get this. It says, as soon as the rats heard the music, they followed him out of the town and into the river.
Really? I guess they're going for a swim?
Going for a swim, the rats? Well, I don't know about that, but I don't know if rats really like to swim, do they?
Can they swim?
Well, our article says, there, they drowned.
So they couldn't swim?
Nope.
And then they drowned?
They drowned.
So what does drown mean?
Okay, we'll get into that right now. The verb drown is to die by being underwater too long and unable to breathe. An example using the word drown, we could say, it's important to learn how to swim so you don't drown in deep water.
Wow, so the rats were all drowned.
Yeah.
都淹死了。
They all drowned.
Okay, then this stranger did help the townspeople.
Yeah, he really did. And our article says the townspeople were satisfied that their town was free of rats. So there we see the phrase free of something. In this case, free of rats. But the phrase free of something is without something or not having something.
所以 free of something 那就是无点点点的，没有点点点的。So he did it. He helped get rid of all those nasty rats. I bet all the people were happy. And you think they paid him well?
Well, they were happy, but there's a catch. Remember what Pied Piper wanted, right? Like you said, he wanted to be paid. Give me my money, right?
He wanted a lot of money.
Yeah, give me my money. I did you the job and I got rid of these rats. I wanted to be paid. So what happens? Our article says, but when the piper requested his payment, the townspeople refused to pay him. Ooh. So, he went to them and said, hey, please pay me. He requested for his money. He requested his payment. We see the verb request. And what does that mean? It's to ask for something politely. An example using this verb, we could say, we requested a day off from work so we could attend your best friend's wedding.
Request 这个动词呢是要求或是请求，后面可以直接加你要求请求什么东西、什么事情。So the townspeople didn't pay him.
No.
Okay, they said no to him.
Yeah, they denied his request, we would say sometimes.
How could they do that? And why didn't the people pay him?
It's a good question. Well, let's find out more. It says, the piper was angry that they didn't keep their promise. So, can you guess, everyone, what he did next?
他没有得到应有的这个报酬，好，就这个钱，那他怎么办呢？他做什么事情 I guess what he caught all the rats back.
Oh, he brought the rats back from the water and
But they're all dead.
Maybe they're zombie rats. They brought them back. I mean, it's a good guess, and it's kind of close. But our article says he took out his pipe and played another tune.
Okay.
This time, all the children of Hamlin followed him.
这次笛子一吹起来，所有的孩子都跟着他。
Yeah, so he's like, do 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 do.
But last time, it was all the rats that followed him into the river.
Into the river.
And drowned.
And drowned. Okay. So, jumping back, everyone, after he did that, it says he led them away, and those children were never seen again.
So, did he really drown them?
I don't know. That's the story. So what would you do if you were the piper and, they didn't pay you? Would you do that?
I don't think I would do something like that, but what would you do if they didn't pay you? It was a deal already, right?
It was a deal. So it's about kind of keeping promises, right?
Yeah.
It's like if you tell the truth, if I do something for you and you say you're going to do something for me, you kind of keep your promise of doing it. And the townspeople failed to do that. In the actual story, it says that the Pied Piper led him into a forest and they were never seen again.
You mean the rats?
No, the children.
Oh, the children.
Exactly.
Oh, okay. 所以听完今天的节目，还觉得学得不够尽兴吗？欢迎到空中家教和老师们一起练习哦。
Word families.
Word families 要教大家英文字尾是 LESS 结尾的字。那这样子的字尾呢，通常接在名词之后，表示无或是没有。像是 hopeless， 它就是无望的意思。Adam, this summer has been really hot. And I've noticed there are so many, a lot of cockroaches running around the streets.
Ew. So when you're saying a lot of, you mean countless cockroaches.
对，没错 countless 这个形容词呢，就是无数的、不计其数的。Are you afraid of them?
I'm not that afraid of them. What about you?
Not really. I usually think they're really disgusting, but once I killed a big one with my bare hand.
Wow, then you are fearless.
Fearless 这个形容词呢，就是无所畏惧的。So, Adam, don't worry, I will protect you.
Okay.
好啦，那我们今天呢学了几个带有字尾 LESS 的单字，像是 hopeless 无望的 countless 无数的不计其数的，还有 fearless 无所畏惧的，大家都记住了吗？
Vocabulary Review. Considerable. The mountain was so tall that climbing it required a considerable amount of time and effort. Clothe. In the winter, it's important to be clothed in warm jackets, hats, and gloves outside. Magical. People used to think metals had magical healing powers, but we know now this is not true. Tune. David played a beautiful tune on the piano that filled the room with peaceful music. Drown. Wear a life jacket when participating in water activities, as even the most experienced swimmers might drown. Request. Mel needed to go to the hospital at 12:30 p.m., so he requested a longer lunch break than usual.
智慧小补帖
Townspeople.